demo is going to be about centering the clay, opening the clay, and making a cylinder. Okay? Your first cylinders are not going to be 6 inches high. They're going to be small, little 3-inch cylinders. So you don't have to worry about the 6-inch requirement yet. This one will be a 6-inch though. So push down on it. Make sure it sticks to the wheel. It's good to have a dry, fairly dry wheel to make it stick. And lean in with your left hand and really push up against the heel using your arm and not just at the side. Okay, it's really effective when you can lean into the whole clay with your abs and your whole body and your legs and your toes. Okay, and then the hand on top, which is the right hand, is kind of overlapping and holding onto the other hand, which helps keep your hand from slipping around like that. If you hold on with your thumbs and lock them together, the pressure is here, and you're also catching the top with your pinky, so like this, and the pressure's coming in from the side. Alternate the pressure to cone up and push down. And then as you check to see if it's centered, release the pressure very slowly and let it settle into the middle before you let go. Okay? Sometimes if you check it and you're putting pressure and you want to see if it's centered and you let go right away, it's going to look off center when it's actually not. And so right here, I'm going to just gently release pressure and then let go. Now to open, hold on to the clay on the sides. I have one way of doing things. Once you figure out how to do it, you can start changing and doing it your own way. These suggestions that I'm making work really well, but it's not the only way to do it. But you do need support. Instead of just opening with one finger, it's going to want to spiral with the wheel. So give yourself support however you do it. If you put some kind of, I don't know, this is how I do it. 2 thumbs to get it started. You'll find that one point that's not moving around, and that's where you want to push. If you want to use one thumb and go all the way to the floor of the cylinder, that works too. Okay, so I'm going to get the water out, and then you can see, can you see how narrow the floor is? It's only this wide, but the base of my centered lump is way out here. I need to stretch that clay open and establish the floor. This step often gets skipped because it's, you know, you get really anxious to make walls at this point, but don't forget this part. It's important because it removes a lot of the extra clay at the base. And you don't want a cylinder with thick walls at the very bottom and then thin at the top. So this is about as wide as I need to go. You can use your sponge to compress the floor, to even it out, flatten it out. When your fingers move too fast, you're going to get spirals. Do you see that? Some people like that for just a decoration or some aesthetic quality, but I want you to practice doing it smooth so I know you have the choice and it's not just something that you have to do because you don't know how to do it the other way. Now, when we go to make the walls, Use your fingertips to squeeze the clay. Your left hand is inside, your right hand is outside. And notice my thumb is supporting on the other hand. And you squeeze some clay from the inside with your fingers crooking the clay out of the corner, but then the pressure comes from the outside. I'm leaning in really hard with my outside hand just to keep it from opening into a bowl. Okay? When you get near the rim, linger a little bit. Take your time to remove your hands. And then to compress the rim, give the rim support with your left hand, and you can push down on it, on the rim, to tighten that up. Sometimes there's a lot of slip or it's uneven, and this helps give it a nice solid finish. At this point, it's too tall to support my hands with my thumbs. So I don't know what you're gonna do. It helps to keep your arms and elbows in close to your body. As my elbow is way out here. I don't know, maybe just practice might be the key to being able to deal with that, but this also might be taller than you need, so. We're at a point where you can call it good that the walls are thin, it's tall, and the rim is compressed. And so we get the water out. If there's any water lingering in the bottom, it can cause some cracking in the floor of your piece. And the wooden knife helps to create a beveled edge for the wire, to guide the wire underneath. And that way you have a flat cut. If you don't have that, sometimes the wire will ride high and then you'll end up with a really angled, crooked cut, and it's hard to deal with later when we learn trimming. So hold your wire cutter really tight, flat to the back. Ready? Good.